Business in the community has been around for 25 years. It's a unique movement of over 800 businesses working to improve their impact on society. Clubs That Count is a business in the community programme that's sponsored by the Department of Health. It works with professional sports clubs in the UK, basically recognising their potential as both a catalyst and a sort of highlighter of social issues. We've worked for the last 3 years with about 50 sports clubs. We're trying to increase that number year on year. We've worked very closely with rugby, we've worked very closely with football, and growing a little bit more in cricket and increasingly other sort of sporting arenas. Clubs That Count is really in response to recognising that unique role that sports clubs can actually have in a community. Basically, Business in the Community said, right, we want to specifically target this sector because they're unique in terms of the footprint, the reach that they have, and the potential that they have in terms of being a role model and also a talisman for local communities. A unique aspect of sports clubs is their ability to actually reach hard to reach populations. So a lot of sports clubs, rugby clubs included, are actually located in areas of high deprivation or social exclusion. And also increasingly it's hard to get out messages to certain populations, specifically often young males, about, let's say, healthy eating or exercise or issues around further education or improving life skills. Clubs we really see as a perfect sort of vehicle and mechanism to get this message out, and they recognise that as well. Right, Clubs That Count is made up of two real elements. There's an online tracker, which is basically an online questionnaire that clubs participate in. This really gives them a sort of overview of the work that they're doing in a community. We then provide a report that gives them a private benchmark against other clubs, not just within their sport but also cross sport. So it really gives an indication of areas that clubs can potentially address or areas that they're doing very well at. It's a private benchmarking tool. Clubs then use this and can develop it in their own way depending on their business plan. It's also a very good way for us to learn about best practice that's going out there, so examples of exceptional programs, and really sort of promote them to other clubs and other industries, and really trying to sort of tell the message about all the good work that sports clubs are doing. That's one aspect. The other aspect is that we have network meetings where we try and pull together clubs from across sports where they can learn about the work that each other's doing. So you have rugby clubs, football clubs of varying sizes, cricket clubs, who all obviously work in their local areas and can actually talk about some of the work that they're doing, some of the innovation that they're doing, and really share that across sport. There's a whole range. Like I say, it's a cross-sport initiative, so we try to pull out and promote best practices around the environment. So for example, within rugby, Northampton Saints, they recycle all of their rainwater to actually irrigate the pitch, so they make savings on water. Now that's a small thing, but if you sort of talk about it and aggregate it up across all clubs, that becomes a much bigger saving like that. There's a few core sort of issues, health obviously being one. We're sponsored by the Department of Health, but also there's a real sort of synergy there between clubs and the potential influence they have on people's health through exercise and through healthy eating, and a lot of clubs do that. Newcastle Falcons, but they had a brilliant programme up in Newcastle where there's, I think, the life expectancy is below the national average, and they actually ran a programme on touch rugby that engaged, I think, over 1,000 adults, a lot of which hadn't been exercising for the past year. So it got them out and active and also was talking a lot about the health benefits of eating healthily.